What's up, everyone? I am Untamed Mando, and welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are talking about One Piece again today, and I have seen the first episode. I'm going to be doing an episodic review of this series. Yes, I know that Netflix releases it all at once, but holy Hannah, this first episode, I haven't watched One Piece in well over 9 years. Granted, yes, I understand that it is still ongoing and continuing. I watched until the second or third season, so it's been a long time, and I am impressed. I was apprehensive. I wasn't sure how I'd feel about this, because most live actions, in my opinion, that Netflix has tried to do have been very flat. I have not really enjoyed any of the live actions, like the live action Avatar, The Last Airbender, the live action Cowboy Bebop, the live action Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Evolution, and there's more in that list of anime adaptation or live action adaptations that I have just not really enjoyed. There's been a couple that where Netflix has done pretty well, but this, y'all, this has blown me away. It has blown me out of the water. This first episode is so good. I am pleasantly surprised. I am shocked and pleasantly surprised. I enjoyed every minute of the episode. It brought the atmosphere of the One Piece anime. It brought the personalities. It brought the tension. While yes, there's it's very goofy at times, but it also has some very dark and serious undertones. I can't even I cannot sing its praises enough. And I know there will be people who will say it was bad and they don't like it, and that's fine. They can have their opinions. This is my personal opinion. I have not seen a live action adaptation that I've enjoyed as much as I have enjoyed this first episode. And yes, I know that, like I said, I'm going to be doing an episodic review, and most of you will probably have already seen all of the season by the time I get to the last few episodes of season 1. But that's how we're doing it. I want to take my time. I want to savor it. I want to make sure that I give you guys the my utmost honest opinion without being rushed, and I want to examine each episode for its entirety, and I want to make sure that I give you guys a very good product while I'm reviewing this show. So no spoilers, please, besides whenever I give them in the episode review, because there will be spoilers, because I can't give you guys much of a plot review recap without going into spoiler territory. But oh my gosh, I am so pleased. This Netflix has done well, and I hope that One Piece gets the praise, or this live action gets the praise that it deserves. I was so hesitant, and it has blown my expectations out of the water, and it just makes my heart happy. So, as we typically do on this channel when I do reviews, I do have an article kind of giving an overview of the episode that I'm going to be doing commentary on as I see fit. So we're going to go into Yahoo Entertainment and talk about season 1, episode 1 of One Piece. So let's get into it. One Piece episode 1 recap. Luffy sets sail. And I will have to say, a lot of the action scenes, a lot of the goofiness that happens, because most of these characters are very flamboyant, very weird proportions. I have to say that the live action adaptation design people almost nail on the head. Like, I couldn't see much wrong with it, other than I feel like they could have done a little bit more as far as making some of the characters a little bit more, what's the word that I'm looking for? A little bit more, I don't know. It will come to me later, but just looking more like their anime counterpart. But I understand this is real life. It's a live action adaptation. You can't do all of the anime flamboyancy in there. So let me get us started. Netflix's live action One Piece has arrived. In the very first episode, we're introduced to Monkey D. Luffy, the enthusiastic adventurer who is determined to track down the Words are so hard. Titular, I think I said that right. I apologize. One Piece treasure and become king of the pirates. The season premiere gives us a bit of background into Luffy, introduces us to his super stretchy powers, and sees him crossing paths with a few potential crewmates. Here's what happens in One Piece episode 1. And I will definitely say the opening scene for this, it was great. It was spectacular. I am so pleased with it. It kind of gave you a good introduction into the world of One Piece. It helped you understand why the Great Pirate Era is a thing, why there are so many pirates, and why the pirates are after the One Piece. Definitely just amazing opening shots for that first episode. It just drew me in immediately and set the tone for the rest of the episode. Absolutely fabulous. So the Great Pirate Era, the episode opens with a prologue introducing the hunt for the mythical One Piece treasure. We find ourselves in Lodgetown, I think it's Lodgetown, 22 years ago, where Vice Admiral Garp brings the legendary pirate Gold Roger in front of a huge crowd. On behalf of the world government, the Vice Admiral from the Marines orders his execution. As a final act of defiance, Gold Roger encourages the onlookers to take to the seas and seek out his treasure, the One Piece. This causes countless people to rush out, ushering in the Great Pirate Era. Ooh, and any of you who are familiar with my channel and coming back, you guys know that I love pirate stuff. I play Sea of Thieves on my Twitch channel every Thursday or Friday. I have my friend Dobby has his eye patch. I love pirate stuff and pirate themed things. So I love pirate stuff. In the present day, we find Monkey D. Luffy adrift in a sinking ship, shouting about his dreams to a bird. His boat continues to take on water, so he abandons the ship by emptying out a barrel of fish, climbing inside, and floating away. Unfortunately, his barrel floats past a conflict between Captain I know I just watched it and I just heard her name, but I'm still gonna mispronounce it. My apologies. Alvida, and her crew, right as they're attacking another ship on the hunt for the pirate hunter Zoro. I just always call him Zoro. I never have been able to pronounce his first name. I apologize. After boarding, seizing the treasure, and bringing Luffy's barrel on board, Alvida's men round up the crew of the defeated vessel. She asks where Zoro has gone. One man lets slip he bought passage to Six Islands, but doesn't know where he went afterwards. He draws her ire when he says she wasn't on Zoro's list of bounties and brains him with her maul. Yeah, she just like whoop, which was fabulous. Mwah. Love that scene very much. I will say it's been so long since I've watched One Piece. I don't remember a lot of details. I'm actually probably also going to be watching the anime during my review, so that way I can give you guys a proper comparison between the anime and the live action. Because I feel like, personally, they need to stick to canon as much as possible. Yes, there's going to be some creative differences between a live action adaptation and the anime versus, I understand that, and I try to give grace where I can to any adaptations that are based on something else, but always stick to the source material as much as you can. That is my biggest gripe with so many of the MCU and with Rings of Power and so many other things. Continuity and canon is so important. There's a reason why people like the stuff that they're already reading and writing and watching. That's my little rant for this. Let's see, and making sure that I am continuing on that evening, Luffy finally bursts out of his barrel, coming across Kobe, a lad who is being kept by Alvida as a deckhand. Luffy questions him about the ship and is shocked when Kobe lambasts pirates as murderous thieves. Luffy refutes his claim, and we cut into a flashback because he asks, why, like, what do you mean? Like, all pirates are mean and nasty and try and steal things and blah, blah, blah. And Luffy's like, nah, So we get a little bit of Luffy's backstory, origin story. Good Lord. 10 years ago, a young Luffy wakes up excited for the return of Shanks to Windmill Village. He rushes to meet him and finds his crews hauling in their latest catch of treasure, where he asks to join his crew. Shanks tells him that Luffy simply isn't ready to join up just yet. Annoyed, Luffy says he will prove he's capable of joining up. One of Shanks' crewmates pulls him aside, telling him Luffy has no family to speak of and that he should probably go easy on the kid. Then they hear Luffy shouting for their attention. He stood at the prow of the ship. In an effort to prove he's worthy or he's ready, he stabs himself in the face. What kid hasn't done something stupid like that to prove that they're ready for something, which actually kind of proves that they're not ready for something, which I thought it was a very touching scene, except for I think he was trying to go for his eye and he got like right underneath his eye. I don't know. Back in the present, Luffy tells Kobe life as a pirate is really all about freedom and tells Kobe he shouldn't let Alvida tell him what to do. Kobe helps Luffy prepare to escape the ship, but Luffy accidentally ends up waking the entire crew as he plots a course back to land. One of the things about Luffy, and like if you've even watched one episode of One Piece or know anything about One Piece, Luffy is he's that lovable oaf, but also like he's got some cunning underneath there a little bit. When you start to, even in this episode, you can kind of see like, yeah, he's very goofy, very likable appearance, demeanor, but he's not as dumb as he makes himself out to be. Captain Alvida approaches, demanding to know what the fuss is about and where Luffy came from. In the confrontation, Luffy tells Alvida Kobe has called her cruel and dumb. She flies into a rage, but Luffy shows off his stretchy, rubbery body and deftly avoids her swings and keeps Kobe out of trouble. Eventually, he clocks her with a powerful punch, and he and Kobe flee on a lifeboat. And then one of the things that you see in the background is the ship just burning. We don't know what happened to the crew. We don't know what he did. We just see the ship on fire in the background. That's when I say there are both goofy elements and very dark elements to this show. That is what I mean. You see Luffy very goofy, very, just laissez-faire, haphazardly, just kind of going about his business. But when it comes down to it, he is not afraid to get his hands dirty and do what is necessary and what needs to happen. So that's one of the reasons why when I first was watching it, loved it. It has that very much dichotomy of he's goofy, but also like, do not cross him. He will murk you. The gum fruit, which is called a devil fruit. We kind of get a little bit. We don't get much backstory on why the devil fruit is so important. How entrenched a lot of, like, if you have devil fruit, one, you cannot swim. You immediately sink to the bottom of the ocean or body of water. You become more or less incapable of swimming or floating. You just sink like an anchor to the bottom. So if anyone has eaten of these devil fruits, which the gum fruit is one of the devil fruits, you can no longer, which is weird. I've always thought it was weird that like pirates eat these devil fruit, but then they can't swim anymore after they eat this fruit. I don't know. But it's an anime. What do I know? We jump to Sixth Island, where a mystery man called Mr. Seven approaches Zoro. He wants to recruit Zoro to the Baroque Works organization. When Zoro refuses, Mr. Seven tells him he's forfeited his life, though Zoro defeats him and cuts him in half. We don't get a lot in this first episode about this organization, but understand this organization is a very, very big organization, very powerful, and should not be taken lightly. But Zoro just kind of like, I'm just, you can just F off. On their boat, Luffy tells Kobe the story of his powers in another flashback. When he finds Shanks stitching up Luffy's new cut, he tells Luffy that this still doesn't mean he's ready. Luffy storms off in a huff and finds a chest containing a strange-looking fruit, the gum fruit to be precise, that he quickly chows down on. Shank's crew is celebrating at a bar, but another crew rolls in and starts causing trouble. Shanks simply apologizes on their behalf, and the crew strolls off to find a real bar. Luffy sees this as a sign of weakness and challenges Shanks. When the pirate captain grabs him, Luffy tries to run away, revealing his stretchy powers. And he also not only he apologized, like this guy like smashed a drink and he cleaned up after him. So like he was being Luffy was like, you're showing weakness, but he's also a kid, so he doesn't understand that Shanks was just trying to not have conflict at this particular bar because reasons. Back in the present, again, Luffy tells Kobe he wants to sail to the Grand Line. Kobe is shocked that he doesn't have a map. Luffy resolves to take him to the nearest marine base so Kobe can start training with them. While he plots to steal a map from the Marines elsewhere in the East Blue Sea, Nami tricks two pirates into thinking she's escaped an attack, but she really just wants to steal their ship. This is where we're introduced to Nami. I love Nami. She's one of my favorite characters in One Piece because she is a professional thief, but like she is not afraid to get her hands dirty, and she is a perfect thief in my opinion. She's very witty, very much able to stand on her own 2 feet and do what she needs to. Off to Shell's Town. So we see Zoro again. Luffy and Kobe arrive in Shell's Town where the 153rd Marine Branch is located. They find a bar and start tucking into some food while he plans how to break into the base. Zoro and Nami are also in there. Zoro walks in with Mr. Seven's body in a bag and orders 2 drinks while as Nami fends off advances from a Marine. Because yes, this does happen. A young girl called Rika tries to bring a meal, but she bumps into another patron, Helmipo. Zoro defends Rika and Helmipo threatens Zoro with his sword. Zoro tells him not to, but he persists, prompting Zoro to take him and a bunch of Marines on without even drawing his own sword. As a fight breaks out in the scrap, Nami knocks out knocks out another Marine and steals his uniform. Subdued, Helmpipo tells Zoro his father is Captain Axehand Morgan and will give him whatever he wants so long as Zoro doesn't kill him. Unfortunately, when Zoro is brought before him, Morgan instead tries to recruit him. Zoro refuses, and Morgan leaves him 2 choices: to never be allowed to collect another bounty at any Marine branch, or be strung up without food or water as punishment for putting 4 Marines in the infirmary. Zoro coolly chooses to be imprisoned because he is a pirate hunter. This is how he makes his living, is hunting pirates and bringing them in for bounties. Breaking into the base. Ooh, ah. That evening, Luffy tells Kobe to prep his boat while he breaks into the base. First, he lifts a grate to find himself inside the yard where Zoro is being held. Impressed by his swordsmanship, Luffy wants to recruit him for his crew, but Zoro refuses, telling the pirate that he once promised someone he'd become the world's greatest swordsman. Regardless, Luffy unties him and sets him on his way. Inside the base, Nami is wearing the Marine's uniform and searching for a map to the Grand Line. She's confronted by another Marine, but she uses her staff to knock the pair out. Luffy then finds his way into the same room and tells her the map is his. They're just like, no, the map's mine. No, the map's mine. Shortly, the pair find themselves face to face with Captain Morgan. Nami improvises that Luffy is her prisoner while is secretly stealing his keys, and they head to Morgan's office after he dismisses them. Luffy also tries to recruit Nami to his cause, but she refuses as well. That's going to be a thing. It's just like, this is the Straw Hat crew, and it's like, no, we're not part of your crew. We're not part of this. Stop it. Stop saying you. Stop. Just stop. They start searching his office, and Luffy eventually stumbles onto a lever, which reveals a safe in the floor. At that point, Morgan comes across the 2 Marines from earlier and has the alarm sounded. The captain rushes to his office and begins chopping down the door with his axe hand. Nami fails to crack the safe, so Luffy uses his powers to rip the safe out of the ground, catapulting himself and Nami out into the yard in the process. It's kind of like a slingshot. There, they're bested by Marines and a huge brawl breaks out. Zoro, having humiliated Helmeppo earlier because he was playing with his swords while he was naked. I don't know why he was doing that and thought that was a smart decision, but hey, it is what it is preparing to stroll out of the base, but comes to their aid and joins the fray. Morgan comes down to even the odds, but Luffy teams up with Zoro, who deploys three sword style fighting by clenching his third sword in his mouth to take him down for good. The trio head to the dock. Helmeppo tries to arrest him, but Kobe knocks him out with a punch to the face. He then tells Luffy that he's going to stay behind and do what he wants to do, become a Marine. But lets Luffy, Nami, and Zoro set sail, though the others maintain they're not a crew. Elsewhere, Vice Admiral Garp receives a call on his snail phone about the invasion, and he plots a course back to Shellstown. The episode then ends with the pirate giving a report about a stolen map to Buggy the Clown, who resolves to retrieve it no matter the cost. Bruh. Oops, wrong one. Bruh, that's crazy. That is so awesome. That whole episode, I was very impressed. It was done well. The pacing was not too slow nor too fast. I was very much impressed with this first episode, and I hope that the rest of the episodes are either just as good or if not better. I thought they portrayed Nami's thievery skills, because she is one of the best thievers, stealers, I don't know, and navigators in all of this show. And Zoro absolutely got his personality down pat. I was very impressed with the dialogue, with the other characters, with Kobe. It was fabulous. I definitely 10 out of 10, even though I haven't seen the anime in a very long time, but some of my friends who are actually up to date with One Piece have also parroted that it just given it its praises. So I am so glad to finally have an anime adaptation where most everyone is agreed that it is good and it is wonderful and it is close to the source material as much as possible. So this has been fabulous. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this episode, if you didn't enjoy this episode, why you didn't enjoy it. If you are an anime fan, if you aren't an anime fan, if you have seen One Piece, if you haven't seen One Piece, please let me know your opinions down in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and don't forget to share this out to your friends. I'm still hoping to get monetized in the next couple of months. So without further ado, you guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and I'm excited to be doing reviews on this show. It's nice to be reviewing something that is not total garbage. So have a fabulous rest of your day. Bye-bye.